Today is August 28th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topics are Taiwan lifted the ban of U.S. pork and beef, and President Tsai's offer to resume dialogue with China. First, I want to talk about Taiwan lifted the ban of U.S. pork and beef. President Tsai held a press conference today that Taiwan is lifting the restrictions on the import of U.S. beef and pork. And she solved the conflict issue between Taiwan and the United States for 20 years. Well, I think this is a great opportunity for Taiwan and the U.S. to establish a bilateral trade agreement, BTA, and it is a great opportunity for Taiwan to play an important role in international economic entities such as CPTPP. Taiwan lifts the U.S. pork beef limits as following. There are two items. And the first one is lifted the ban we're talking about on pork, which has a wheat additive. And second, ease restrictions for beef, which is more than 30 months old. Except for that, and why did Taiwan government decide to do this now? President Tsai said that it has nothing to do with the U.S. presidential elections or the national security of Taiwan. And she said that she decided it after an overall evaluations. And it is in line. What are the four reasons that she talked about? First, she said it is in line with the national interests at the stage become, because after the COVID-19 pandemic, the world economy has reconstructed. Second, in line with the current strategic goals. And third, it strengthens Taiwan and the U.S. bilateral relations. Fourth, in the end, we talk about that. She said the food hygiene will not be affected and Taiwan's pig farmers' interests will not be sacrificed either. Well, President Tsai might face some challenges on her decision. There's a suspicion that, TPP has a double standard on the approval of lifting the ban of U.S. pork. President Tsai said that, before 2012, there were no international standards for record parting like Toba-an. However, in July 2012, the international standards has been established. The TPP at that time also revised its thoughts and ensured that the health of the people was replaced by scientific evidence, international standards, and related regulations on imported food. Well, second issue I want to talk about, President Tsai offers to resume dialogue with China. President Tsai posted on Twitter last night and she wrote, "We are open to discussions with China as long as they continue and contribute a beneficial relationship," which means that Taiwan is willing to resume the cross-strait dialogue with China. However, there is a prerequisite for the dialogue, according to President Tsai, that the prerequisite is discussion with China is based on four principles: peace, parity, democracy, and dialogue. I think the most important one is parity, which means that a dialogue will be conducted under nation to nation or president to president. And of course, I don't think China will agree with it, because the prerequisite of China to start a dialogue is the One China principle. Well, I think President Tsai, of being willing to talk with China is a gesture, is a response to the former President Ma Ying-jeou. Because former President Ma Ying-jeou said that President Tsai did not look for a proper way to negotiate with China. It has pushed the two states to the brink of war. But I have to say that, Mr. Ma, can you accept Taiwan as part of the People's Republic of China? If you want to negotiate with China or talk with China, then you must accept it. If you accept it, then I want to ask you, did you serve as the President of the Republic of China, Taiwan, or the President of the People's Republic of China? I think President Tsai made a peaceful offer to President Xi, but the question is, what is Xi Jinping's response? Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. The shocking news today, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe held a press conference at 4 p.m. Taipei time today, announced that he will resign. Shinzo Abe said that he has suffered from the disease ulcerative colitis for many years, but his condition has worsened recently. Last year, he became Japan's longest-serving prime minister. His current period in office began in 2012. Regarding to Shinzo Abe's health condition, President Tsai said that she cherishes the friendship between Japan and Taiwan and she wishes him all the best. Talking about China imposing the new national security law, China's Coast Guard released a statement that 12 arrested at sea while trying to flee to Taiwan from Hong Kong on August 23rd. Well, 12 young people, including activist Andy Lee Yuxuan, were on the boat. And we know that Andy Lee, who was arrested earlier this month for alleged collusion with the foreign forces and money laundering, was detained on suspicion of unlawful crossing the border to Taiwan. This is also what we call Hong Kong's version of Operation Yellowbird. From the picture, you can see that, for the first group, we're talking about this. For the first group, actually, it's here from Hong Kong to Kaohsiung. And we say that for the second group, it's also happened in July, and that will fleeing from Hong Kong to Dongsha Island, and then now move to Kaohsiung. I don't know what will happen to them, because, they just, illegal entry to Taiwan. And also for the third one, you can see over here, they directly wanted to move from Hong Kong to Pingdong, but was arrested. Talking about China Foreign Minister Wang Yi, he got slammed by the EU over the human rights issue during his visit. Canadian Foreign Affairs Minister just met China Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Rome on Tuesday, and he said that we urge Beijing to release 2 citizens of Canada it has detained. We also oppose China's over his treatment of Hong Kong. Also, Dutch lawmaker Van Helmen showed kind of a sarcasm, about China Foreign Minister's visit. He posted on Twitter and said that the Foreign Minister of China, Wang Yi, visited the Netherlands to save the relations, but also, he kind of invited him to meet with the Dutch parliamentaries, Foreign Minister Affairs, and something like that, where they can talk about like Taiwan, Hong Kong, Uyghurs, and persecuted Christians are on the agenda. And additionally, we know that Norwegian lawmakers nominees Hong Kongers for 2020 Nobel Peace Prize. However, China strongly opposed it. China Foreign Minister Wang Yi said, well, I will only say one thing. China will firmly reject any attempt by anyone to use the Nobel Prize to interfere in China's internal affairs. And we don't want to see anyone politicalize the Nobel Peace Prize. On the other hand, talking about China fire 4 missiles to warn the U.S. yesterday. The U.S. Department of Defense rebuts China and say that the PRC actions violate PRC commitment under the 2002 Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea to avoid activities that would complicate or escalate disputes and affect peace and stability. We know that the U.S. considering to ban WeChat. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian said that Chinese consumers could boycott Apple if U.S. banned WeChat. Well, many Chinese people are saying that, they may stop using iPhone if WeChat is banned in a United States company. Well, you can see that over here. We can see that these are the Chinese people opposed it and said that I use Apple, but I also love my country. It's not a conflict. You can see from this photo, people in China can lining up in front of the Apple store after Zhao Lijian made his statement. Well, after President Tsai gave a speech at ASPI Annual Indo-Pacific Leader Dialogue, President Tsai posted 4 photos on Twitter yesterday and said that this is my response to those who doubt Taiwan's existence. And you can see that over here, it is about what she said about Taiwan is Taiwan. Well, that would be the view for today. Well, we can see a lot of things happening. I think that would be a very great improvement for the U.S.-Taiwan relationship. A lot of things is going to happen. We will be tuning in and we'll be watching it for you. So please stay tuned next week, Monday. I'll see you next Monday, okay? Bye.